Good morning. My name is Bruno and I'm doing this short video for now in an entirely personal, unofficial, and private capacity. It's 26th of May 2025. It's Memorial Day, and it's also a very significant day for me. The reason I'm doing this video is to put on record that after consultations, I am looking into officially putting my name as a candidate to run for the role of Secretary General of the United Nations. I have been advocating a lot. Originally, since October 2023, it was advocating mostly for children of Gaza and advocating to save lives, be they of those Israeli children that were killed on 7 October 2023. And now over time, the response has been really disproportionate. The reason I am running is to have a platform, because everybody's trying to do something to stop the massacres. And some of you would remember I was on hunger strike last year, and then I had to stop because of some incidents that happened that brought me to the hospital. The reason now is to give a platform for me to be able to do more for the innocent civilians, babies, boys, girls, women, men, civilians that are being killed in violation of international law, in violation of international humanitarian law, in violation of international human rights law. And this deliberate killing has been coined by the International Court of Justice, main judicial organ of the United Nations, as plausible genocide. Now, I'm a bit disappointed by the silence of my colleagues. It doesn't matter. Now I've upped the game a little bit. Not only is it cowardly to remain silent, I think it's a disgrace that people are not denouncing the, so far, I can say, plausible genocide committed by Israel against innocent civilians. Let it be known that during my campaign, I will also support other candidates and most probably join a ticket, if that's something, hopefully by a woman this time. This campaign is for a platform mostly for babies, boys and girls of Palestine, both of the West Bank and Gaza. For now, I've consulted lawyers in an entirely private capacity, some member states, and there's already a little committee going around, informal, to support this initiative. I am a citizen of the United States. I'm also a citizen of the Republic of Mauritius. So who knows? I will knock on the doors of several countries, including my own, and why not either run privately as a candidate for the Secretary General position, or run sponsored by some countries, and why not be one of the candidate of the Americas combined with candidate of Mauritius. But I don't know all of that. It does not matter. From the rivers to the sea, I repeat, from the rivers to the sea, the United Nations will be free. From the rivers to the seas, the United Nations can be free again. And I mean the rivers in New York going into the sea, eventually the Atlantic Ocean. I do hear a helicopter. I hope it's not for me, but I'm okay to take a ride. I'm a seasoned United Nations senior official with diplomatic status, and it's a tough choice. I think this is the correct thing to do, just like I did my hunger strike last year from Geneva to New York. So I wish you peace. The campaign will be running on issues related to United Nations reform. The voice of the global South should be heard. We should not wait. The global South has to have better representation. I will go on a ticket of changing several of the rules and regulations that prevent accountability, that prevent timely justice. And one of the issues which may be controversial, I would say we should get rid of neutrality and work more on impartiality, because neutrality has been a way to cop out of intervening in situations like the ones of the plausible genocide happening. I'm thankful to my family, thankful to my friends, thankful to already some of the volunteers who are putting together some mini committees, and we will go forward and knock on the doors of several of you to make it something possible, plausible. I wish you love, I wish you peace. Remember, today is Memorial Day, and it's so important for me as an American, for me as a Mauritian, to remember those fallen. And I will come back in this building like I did last week to also pay my respects. Friends, hello sir, how are you?
Good, how are you doing?
I'm well.
Yes, sir.
My name is Bruno Donat. I'm coming to the United Nations, my place of work.
Okay, come in.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
So nobody is going to beat me up?
I'm not going to beat you up.
Great.
Good morning, sir.
Hi. But these days, there's no other thing more important than saving the lives, not only of the innocent civilians, but of our brown colleagues like me, of the United Nations, of UNRWA, who have been killed and massacred by Israel. So far, the numbers are going up. More than 300 of my colleagues who've been killed by IDF, by Israel, and some more than 400 humanitarians. We cannot be quiet. No way. I won't be kind or gentle to my colleagues who are remaining silent. And by the way, I don't do well with threats. And you know, several who know of my initiative have already started all kinds of shenanigans to stop me. And you won't succeed. I know that you won't. But even if I were to go back to heaven, there are some other folks who will continue the mission. This is not about me, but at least I was not shy to go out there, to put my job on the line, to put my health on the line. Peace, love, justice, accountability. Yeah, we can talk about love and human decency and human dignity. We should work on more dignity and representation in a meaningful way. Thank you very much. You will hear from us very soon.
Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! تحيا فلسطين! تحيا فلسطين!
In this small improvised memorial for our United Nations colleagues who lost their lives in Gaza since October. Nous sommes ici en train de faire une petite cérémonie commémorative pour nos plus que 200 collègues des Nations Unies qui ont été tués à Gaza depuis octobre dernier. Les collègues, leurs familles.
So that's probably a tricky one. Obviously, the main source of my inspiration is the United Nations Charter. Now, because of my background, I think you know, education, theology, military, political science with that focus of international relations, it is unclear to me, but I'm inspired by some texts, be they secular texts, sacred texts, and right now, very sad to be inspired by babies, boys and girls of Palestine. I'm very inspired by Swiss-born, Geneva-raised Jean-Jacques Rousseau. And oftentimes on my walks, I go where he used to live, drawing from that without sounding too not sophisticated, and with apologies to some of my mentors at Boston College. I think 3 key words of now for me come from the combination of the readings of and writings from Jean-Jacques Rousseau, mixing that with some of the teachings of Albert Camus on the theory of absurdity. The 3 key words for me today: authenticity, freedom, and decision making. I think we still need to be authentic, to be true to ourselves. And even if you go down to the nitty-gritty of the UN rules, I do have, like you, the inviolability of my personal convictions and views. It's okay. Is it scary to do what I'm doing? Yes. But I have so many good supporters, not necessarily the official ones. I mean, the countries can decide to sponsor me, to put me as an official candidate. It doesn't matter. I'm rereading a lot these days, be it some of the sacred texts that I know of, not all, from Hinduism, from Islam, from Christianity, from Buddhism.
Human rights violations and displacement have reached an unprecedented level. The United Nations also urges all parties to conflicts to comply with their legal obligations under international humanitarian law and human rights law.
It is so unbecoming, the behavior of my own colleagues. And we have the duty to denounce violations of international law. But I have to give credit to the outgoing Secretary General. March last year, he did write to me and said, thank you for your generous initiative. I think he said, dear friend or dear Mr. Donat, I don't remember. But that's good.